It's my first time on a plane and I landed in an airport which only takes arrivals. Hey mister, you dropped this. I turned around, face to face with a little girl no older than 8 years old. She cracked an adorable but extremely crooked smile at me, brandishing the ticket that had slipped out from my pocket. I know, this is why most people use their phones as their boarding pass, but I've never really trusted technology. I've always been a bit of a neo-Luddite that way, so much so that this was the first flight I'll be taking in my life, and most likely the last one too, given everything that was to follow. Oh man, I started to say, taking the ticket from the girl, but she had already zoomed back to her mother, who was further back in the line as boarding commenced. I smiled at her and her mom, giving them a thumbs up as a thank you, and handed the agent my ticket. The scanner flashed scarlet when she scanned it. "You'll be in an exit row, sir," she said, handing my ticket back to me. "Are you willing and able to assist in an emergency?" Sure, I said, a little perplexed, not exactly sure what they'd need my help for if an emergency did arise, but as a man of 6'6" stature, I needed the extra room, so I decided not to inquire any further. The plane wasn't as big as I expected it to be. It probably fitted an upward of 60 people, which made me a little nervous because I heard smaller planes were more partial to severe weather conditions, thereby having a higher propensity to lose control when airborne. Nevertheless, I squeezed myself into the window seat I'd booked myself into. It's not like weird stuff didn't happen to bigger aircrafts either. I mean, take MH370 for example, or K2743, NC1 6002, etc. I looked out the window as the plane slowly started to get more bloated with passengers, and I began getting lost in my own train of thoughts until... "Welcome drink, sir?" I turned around and almost had a heart attack. The air hostess was incredibly close to me, her cherry red smile wide, almost plastic. She was carrying a tray of clear-colored drinks. "Oh, okay, thanks," I said, taking one so she would go away. I set it down on my armrest but didn't touch it. I felt a little sick. The plane was finally full after 20 minutes or so. My aisle mates had filled up the row too. It was a Muslim couple who were arguing in Arabic non-stop ever since they sat down, which wasn't helping my headache. The air hostess had hooked them up with drinks too, which they also abstained from. "Hello everyone, this is your captain speaking," came a male voice from the intercom. "We'll be departing in 10 minutes or so. Please remain seated and keep your seatbelts fastened. We expect clear blue skies in Honolulu, much better weather than we're having here." Ah, Hawaii. Something to look forward to. I'd been invited by my girlfriend and her family to join them in the Disney Resort and Spa for the Christmas holidays, and despite my many gripes with modern technology, I was willing to make the trip for her, even if it was all the way from Chicago. I rested my head against the window and closed my eyes, warmed by the thought of seeing her soon. The plane likely started to taxi at some point after I'd fallen asleep, but I was too tired to be keeping track. That wasn't really a good idea in hindsight. Holy foo. I woke up with a start, banging my head against the seat in front of me as the plane landed. It was pouring outside. Lightning cracked down from the waxy black sky overhead, and the sound of thunder seconds later was unwelcoming to say the least. Clear blue skies, my ass. Disoriented, I turned toward the couple next to me, who weren't arguing anymore, but they were wide awake regardless, looking around just like I was. That did not feel like a 9-hour flight, and I knew they were thinking the exact same thing given the same levels of confusion in their eyes. The rest of the passengers seemed unconcerned, however, even content. One elderly gentleman was taking a long drag from his cigar behind us, his eyes bloodshot. Now, I'm not an expert or anything, but that didn't seem like something that would be allowed on a commercial aircraft. "Welcome to gibberish, everyone," the captain said through the intercom again. "We hope you all had a pleasant flight." I wanted to tell him that I did not have a pleasant flight, but there wasn't time. The plane slowly came to a halt, and there were a couple loud beeps as the seatbelt signs flashed above us. I looked out the window again, trying to gauge where we were exactly, and that's when I saw it, and my heart fucking stopped. The plane right next to us, its tail wing sported an alphanumeric sequence I never thought I'd see in the flesh. "Oh God, oh God, oh God. Okay, oh fuck, okay," I muttered, looking around wildly again. But that's when the seatbelt sign turned gray and the lights in the cabin went up. Everyone, rather sluggishly might I add, got to their feet and started to line up. What was especially weird was none of them bothered to unload their luggage. The only people who did so were the Muslim couple and me.